Raider Inline Clip and Mk2 Kit. 2 mods in one. Here we go. Hello friends, hello YouTube, how are you guys doing? Rainbow here with another Nerf mod video, and today I got something really cool and really special. It's a mod I've been teasing for a while and many of you have been waiting for, and without further ado, yeah, there we go. This is Rainbow's Raider. Funny enough, LS-79 by the way. This is a fantastic build. But before we talk about the details, I'm going to give you an overview. Back we are. Now, isn't this just marvelous? I really like it. So let's talk about what's going on here, because I know many of you guys have been anticipating this for a long time. So as I said, it's two mod releases in one. Basically, this is a whole lot of Flatten the Skyline and Rainbow Mods and Props work into one. Let's start with the internals, okay? So we're going to work our way from the inside out. This is a modded Raider. As you can see, there's no clear rampage, so you can totally see it's a Raider, and I didn't just sort of put the Raider on there. Took me a while actually to find a Raider in a really good condition to do this with, but now that I've had it, I've just been working on this for quite some time. This is an inline clip mod, so similar to our Mk kit, the Rampage Inline Clip Kit. If you haven't seen that one, link's gonna be in the description. This doesn't take magazines anymore. As you can see, there is no mag shaft anymore. This takes darts, and yes, I get this question a lot. No, it is not shell ejecting. These shells are merely dart storage, so you can just put your dart in there and then load from here into the side. So it is a breech loading inline clip shotgun style mod, and we have this for the Rampage, and it's already been out and about, and there's already a lot of people making them, which is fantastic. So as we've already had this kit for the Rampage, we've been asked a lot if we could do the same thing for the Raider, and as we started, there was already plans for the Raider, and now we finally finished it to a version where we can say, yep, there you go, this is it. And yeah, so this is the inline clip kit for the Raider. So it does the same thing. It replaces the internal magwell with an inline clip magwell. Got a new pusher, got a new gate, and now it is breech loading, meaning you take a dart, you shove it in here, and you take another one, you shove it in there. In this configuration, this one holds up to 4 elite darts or up to 8 short darts. So let's put 4 in there just to show you, and there's the last one. And then you can see here, you close this and that'll seal. You give it a quick shake. This is the actual barrel. This is just a fake barrel for the looks. And from here you go 1, 2, and 4. And yeah, so this is really nice. The great thing about this inline clip kit, as with the other one as well, it works with short darts and long darts alike. So I got a couple of short darts here, so that's 1, 2, 3 short darts. Let's take another elite dart from the back storage here, and let's take another from the side storage here. So we got that in there now, so that's 5, I think. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And yeah, that's a cool thing. It works with short darts and long darts alike, and you can also mix and match. So whatever you just sort of scavenge on the field, you can use. So as you can see, the inline clip system works as intended. And other than that, so it's got a gate and a pusher for the Raider. Other than that, it's a similar setup to the Mk1 Kit internally. So I'm using a 16mm PVC pipe that we have readily available at any hardware store. But for our American friends out there, we are also making a US version using a 3/4 inch polycarb. So it's exactly the same setup as the US version of the Rampage gate. there will be a US version of the Raider Gate using the 3/4 inch polycarb. But funny enough, we can't get this polycarb over here. So yeah, we still need to run some tests with our friends in the US on that exact thing, but it will be there. Now the one big change with the Mk2 kit compared to the Mk1 kit is the inline clip system. So the clip barrel in the front, to be precise. As I said, I'm using the same PVC pipe, but unlike the Mk1 kit where you got to use brass to make a clip barrel in the front of the PVC or use the polycarb pipes in each other, this one here, the Mk2 kit, has this design up the front, and that is actually a resin printed clip barrel. So it feeds the PVC on the one side and just that little barrel piece on the other side, just, you know, to give it a little bit more FPS and also, you know, keep the darts straight. But in here, that's where the inline clip magic happens. So the darts, you know, will sit right up to there, right so, and then that's where they get stopped and that's where they get pushed and accelerated through. And so this is, when you order a kit, this is a resin printed upgrade. So it's entirely smooth on the inside. And on top of being very precise and entirely smooth, you don't have to worry about brass in the front of the blaster anymore, which makes, you know, building this a lot easier, and which also makes the production of this a little cheaper. And again, with these also, we are having the European version with the PVC, and we are working on a US version with the polycarb pipes. Problem here is that, as I said earlier, we really can't get the polycarb pipes. So we're kind of relying on, you know, it just takes a little longer to have this printed and tested in the States, and then sort of people get back to us with the results, and then we can do and alter the changes and all that. So just be patient. There will be a US version of this as well. And last but not least, as we were talking about the resin printed clip barrel, yes, these things will be available separately as well. So if you don't want to purchase the entire kit, you just want to use that for an inline clip that you're building, you can also purchase those separately. I'm going to put a link to my webshop as well as Flatten's webshop in the description of this video, so go check it out. And as we're talking about the barrels, what I have actually done is I've just sleeved the original orange Nerf barrel over the grey PVC pipe on the inside, and added some more Nerf barrel up the front to have the same orange kind of barrel look. So don't get confused when I say I use a standard PVC pipe and you can only see the original barrel. Other than that, this Raider has an internal modification, if you haven't already noticed. It is rocking a tuning spring, and I believe it's a Blaster Parts tuning spring. I don't know. I had it laying around for quite too long to remember what it actually is. But in this setup with the inline clip and long darts, this gets an average of like 85 to 90, which is super sweet given that it's a Raider. Alright, so let's talk about the externals, because this is the big release of our RIC Mk2 kit. And in this case, RIC stands for Raider Inline Clip Kit and not Rampage Inline Clip Kit. But you know, it's a fun name. It works for both blasters, which is great. So I'm going to talk you through all the differences and all the similarities between the RIC Mk1 and the RIC Mk2 kit. In case if you have forgotten, this is what the Mk1 looks like in a blaster, and this is what the Mk2 looks like. So let's go over it just piece by piece. So we have the same grip. That's exactly the same grip. We have the same gap closers here and the side rails, which are optional, by the way. If you don't want the side rails, you don't have to have the side rails. Then the big change is the top rail, which is now, with the Mk2 kit, is a rounded top rail, which only has this piece of Picatinny. There is currently an option in the works about a full-on Picatinny, but I actually quite like it like this a lot more. But if you want like a full-piece Picatinny on this, stay tuned. We're working on it. In the front then, there is a complete different front section. So the Mk1 kit just came with a standard end strike and a barrel attachment point. This has a complete remade two-piece point in the front. So one is actually inside the shell and the other one screws on that one to give it this look. That, as I said earlier, is the effective barrel that you use. And the top here is only for decoration. We have like an iron sight on there as well, and a fake muzzle, which is always good for safety reasons, like orange tip and things. And yeah, that's the front. Cool thing right here, and I don't know if you've noticed right there, it's a sling attachment point, and that is actually screwed into the internal piece. So don't worry about when you pull here, you're not going to be pulling on the front decorative piece here. You're pulling on the one that's actually held into with the shell. So if you wanted to attach a sling mount to this, that's why we have it right there. And yeah, all you need is a screw-in thing like this. And if you don't want to use it, you just leave that open and you can hardly tell that it's there. So that's the big difference with the Mk2 kit. A couple of more things on here. You've noticed the Raider stock. We have made additional dart storage for the Raider stock. This is completely modular. You don't have to have the entire bulk. This is fairly bulky, and depending on how you play, like this might be in your way. Like I think the inner one here, on a proper War Blaster, I probably wouldn't use that because it's a little uncomfortable. But for shows and stuff, it's really just, you know, showing off the entire maximum kit if you want. But you don't have to go all the way. What this essentially is, it's a base plate, this one right here, and the dart holder of your choice. In this case, I choose the ones with the shells because I printed the rainbow shells. And as we're talking about these, I know you guys love shell ejecting blasters. That ain't one of them. This is just storage. As we're talking about those shells really quickly, like these things, as I said, they're not functioning shells. They're just dart storage in here, and they are made for these type of dart holders, okay? I'm going to put those files up on Thingiverse, so if you have these and you want to print some of them, you can. They're like, there's a two-part print. It's the shell body and the bottom section, and you can see right here, it's a rainbow Mods&Props base, which is really, really nice. And yes, I printed these, just color changing on the printer. Took like an hour and a half for one of those. Well, ain't that many, right? It's like the things you do. All right. Stop talking about the shells. So as I said, in the back here, you could also have our long dart holder or our short dart holder on here and on both sides. So technically, if you were to use this with the Raider stock on your blaster and you have the, I think it's 18 short dart holders, 1, 2, 3 of them, that's quite a lot of darts that you can store on your blaster. Yeah, but as I said, you don't have to use this. As a matter of fact, if you take away the stock, the Mk2 kit looks really, really neat without a stock. So if you want to run it without a stock, this is also a really cool option. But I want it this way. So on the other side, there is something else that's different here. I'm using a 6-shell dart storage holding device kind of thing. And shout out to my friend Adrian, the mastermind who designed the Gecko. He kind of made this for himself, and then he was like, you know what, you guys can have it, and yeah, that's fantastic. So this 6-shell design holder thing came from him. Thank you for this, and I think it fits really nicely on the side of this blaster. So also an option that we now have available. And last but not least, there is something more, which is an optional kit for the Raider as well as the Rampage, and it's also going to be available separately. And this is these two things. It's a replacement trigger and a replacement for the dart storage unit in the bottom. So you can close the grip, don't have to worry about this, and you can replace the trigger. So the original trigger looks a bit like this, and that one looks a hell of a lot cooler. This upgrade is actually called Orange Be Gone upgrade, and because Troll's got a troll, I had to print it in orange. And what other color would fit on this, honestly? But yeah, so don't be confused. The trigger and the grip together, that's what's called the Orange Be Gone, because originally those parts are orange and then they won't be, and you don't have to paint them. Whew, all right. That was, I think, it for this video. I really, really love how this blaster looks. I don't know, I can't tell you enough how much I've been playing with this over the last couple of days. So it kind of sits over there in my room, and whenever I walk past the door, I'm going to go like, one dart, she's like, bam. So it's really, I really love how this turned out. So let's talk about availability of this thing. I was mentioning it casually earlier, but I, put the links to my webshop in the description. And there we go. Yes, I'm working on my own new webshop. As of the time of this video, the webshop is not completely functional because I'm still working on it, but I wanted to release this in time for Foam Fest. But yeah, just keep an eye on it. So there's going to be my new webshop as well as Flatten's new webshop, so you can get your hands on the resin printed stuff and on the printed kits and all of that. So as of now, there's only printed versions of this kit available. That might change in the future, so keep an eye on the web shops, but that's all I can say for now. And yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I really like this blaster. Oh, there's one more thing I need to show you, because of course it glows. So here we are with the UV light back on, and you can already see, man, that is screaming. And the shells intentionally, like, they are like so bright. I really love how that looks. And all the orange bits and bobs and the internals, oops, you can't see. Come on, open. I was like, even the internals are really glowing. And that's really, really cool. Ooh, that is interesting. See this? That is a clear resin print and it glows green. That's fantastic. I really like Flettner. You seeing this? This is really cool. Nice. So this is way UV flat, UV light, black light, active. I'm starting to ramble. I love this. This is so cool. Let's get back to normal lights because this is a little intense on the eyes. All right, so that is it for this video. This is Rainbow's Raider LS-79. I really hope you like the build. I really hope you like the kit, as well as the upgrades and everything that I've done to it. For those of you who are watching this video just in time of its release, tomorrow is Foam Fest, and be there because I'll be there and many others will be there too. It's gonna be fantastic. And if you've missed Foam Fest because you're watching this video later, I'm very sorry. It probably was really, really great. Be there next year. As always, it'd mean the world to me if you go check out my social media, if you go check out all the links mentioned and linked in the video description. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, leave them right there. Consider liking and subscribe and all these kind of things. And as always, happy modding, happy nerfing, and I'll see you next time. Love and sunshine.